don't tell she dey kneel for grave where my uche dey. Papa Emeka don't blind from growing. Pikin don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we dey share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
I see Mami Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she dey kneel for grave where my uche dey. Papa Emeka don't blind from growing. Pikin don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we dey share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joins with a trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Biafra, which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy from BRG to USB. Wahala know the rest. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy from BRG to USB. Wahala know the rest. Big Kanu, oh. Please, please, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do amo. Big Kanu, oh. We dey form soldier, but we still dey be forum. Them carry Kanu go, we turn enemy. Simon open mouth, them start to judge his speech. Telegram full of war, no love at all. One side say autopilot, one say delete them all. But the blood where we shed, you know they flow backward. USB rise, but ego they break what? We get banner, we get flag, but every corner, now tribal drive. Big Kanu, oh. Which way now, which way, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do amo. Talk true now. Big Kanu, oh. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. Unity no get duplicate, no try fake am. You dey form freedom fighter, but you dey hate am. USB no be juju, now we go build am. Stop to cause, make we raise nation. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy from Bridgie to USB. Wahala know the rest. Big Kanu, oh. Which way now? Which way, oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do I'm on talk true now. Bikonu, Biafra get the dream, but I hate today, so I'm go. And we get a leader, them carry. We get a soldier, them jail. We get the youths, them divide. Still we rise, USB worldwide. Which way Biafra? Which way we do go now? Bigger them honestly put the fight high. From Virgin G to USB, Wahala know the rest. Bikonu, oh. Which way now, which way oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do our more. Talk true now. Bikonu, oh. Bikonu, oh. Biafra get a dream, but I hate today, so I'm good.
This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Biafran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go, opposite Udi, but they're not on the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the body boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Biafran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go, opposite Udi, but they're not on the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I
the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto, anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke, mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri, ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala, ha niile si na ịdị nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi, ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe, wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi, ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị, onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị, onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche, onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka iwe tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu, ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị, wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpee isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi, ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of radio Biafra and Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case at, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are. 30 pastors arrested for doing nothing. Have you heard about any imams being arrested in the north? No. Do you want me to stay in one Nigeria with you after this level of injustice? Is that what you think? No, it is not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow. There are two things plaguing them in the zoo: lies and deceit. If not for the coming of IPOB, of Radio Biafra, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. That's what they were writing. Britain helped them to write it. Ojukwu was a rebel, a secessionist, because we had no media. That is why they're paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Gowon is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree. Because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogwu coup, so-called Nzogwu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael. But what I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogwu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed restructuring. That's something now you're asking for. To tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward. Restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent. Wales, the same thing. Everybody is free. But Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I'll prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree, after having signed the agreement. That same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Gowon or gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, that have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come. It must come. Two things are bothering the zoo right now. You know, when God wants to destroy a nation, it comes in many ways. One, Buhari is dead. They brought in a fake. It is now dawning on the people very slowly that there is no more Buhari. People are now beginning to realize it. What I find astonishing are people that they claim are stakeholders in the zoo, those who should know better, those who should be, should I say, lead this very campaign to uncover the truth. They're all running away, they're all hiding. Do you know why they're hiding? Because the people talking about a late dead Buhari are those that oil and gas comes from their region. And they all think that they need oil and gas to survive. That is why they're all quiet. If not that Dino Malaya came out a few days ago, of course Obasanjo said it, even Aisha Buhari said it. But the husband is dead. They all pretended as if they didn't know. And we know that Buhari is dead. And when that very issue erupts the way and manner it would, later on in the coming weeks and months, the zoo cannot contain the fallout. That is number one. Number two is that everybody keeps talking about there seems to be no government, there is no direction because Buhari is not there. That is why you have no direction. That is why the country seems to be drifting. That is why there is no sense of purpose, no cohesion, because there is no Buhari. So what you have are competing interests and ideas from the Fulani cabal that is ruling the zoo, ruling all of you. You know that little boy is not Buhari. Everybody knows that. How many Buharis are you going to have before you begin to reason and begin to think? When I said it, they said it was conspiracy theory, and I said with time, today people are coming out to confirm what we have always known. What we have always known, that Buhari is dead. That is why you have what is called a drift in the government. That is why there is no clear focus, there is no clear-cut direction, not at all. If not that I talked about Aisha Buhari in my last broadcast, I wouldn't have brought her out today to speak. And she only issued a statement. Nobody saw her. She's in Dubai having fun with her boyfriend, your first lady. And I asked them, in whose reign or regime in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world do you have a first lady missing in office? Only in Nigeria. But you as a Nigerian cannot ask any questions because of the way you reason. The problem you have as a Nigerian is in your brain. The way you reason is flawed. Ask yourself this question. If this woman's husband is alive, what is she doing in Dubai? And with who in Dubai? Simple question. But you can't ask yourself that question because you're a Nigerian. Sometimes you don't reason very well. It is not meant to be an insult. I'm just telling you the fact of life. Buhari is no longer alive. The various Fulani groups within, some are sponsoring terrorists from all over the place to come to your land to kill you. And you want to be in the same country with the same people that imported terrorists to come to kill you. I don't understand it. You see, I am struggling to understand how some of you reason. They call themselves your patrons. They say that you are Nigerians. Is that correct? Why would a fellow Nigerian go outside to the Sahel to pay people to come to kill you? They are fellow Nigerian. And after killing you, they say that those murderers and killers are now entitled to live in your forests and in your farmlands. Are all of you okay at all? Because I am struggling to understand how you people reason. The reason why I'm saying this is this. The gullible ones amongst you are the ones they are deceiving. They are deceiving all of you. And for some perverse reason, you tend to fall for it. But we have not fallen for it. And wonders shall never end. You saw the little boy that they were giving, they said they're giving him COVID-19.
You own businesses everywhere in Nigeria. For that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. Wherever you are joining, please kindly like and share the program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Whoever you know you can be able to reach, please reach out to them as you join us. Click like on the like button. Click like. Don't fail to click like. Very, very important. Today is Monday. Remember, today is Monday and it is Monday Sit at Home, a special day in the quest for freedom. No matter how they try to make us run away from this responsibility, we will never run away. No matter how they try to blackmail us, we will not allow their blackmail to work. So wherever you are watching us from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Abiyama to please kindly help us to like and share the program to all platforms so that we can continue to pass this very information across. The quest for the restoration of Biafra is unstoppable. It doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter what happens, we will continue. For the sake of those that are joining us on this platform for the very first time, those who are meeting us for the very first time, I want you to know that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We don't come to this platform to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. Our purpose of being here is to promote the cause of Biafra. That is what we have signed up for. We are not here to promote any individual, group, or society. What we are promoting is the cause of Biafra. We stand with Biafra and we continue to stand with Biafra. So if you are a genuine follower of the Biafran cause, you are welcome. If you are not genuine, you still have your sentiment. Something that is bothering you. You have a superior argument. Please try as much as you can to use the link, come in and air your opinion. In this platform, we give everybody a level playing field to make their argument. If you feel that is some superior argument that you have, feel free to join us and bring up those superior arguments. We are ready to listen to you. We are here to make a case for Biafra, and that we can continue to make. And at the same time, we are here to listen to people. We are here to open up the ground for everybody to air their opinion, make their suggestions, speak the way they want. You are entitled to your opinion. I bet you are entitled to your opinion. I'm not here to gag you. Whatever you say, it is yours. The only thing we do here is to encourage each other, share views among ourselves, and be able to disagree and also agree. Nobody is the master of knowledge or master of wisdom. Every one of us, human, continue to learn until the day we join our forefathers. We will continue to learn. So you have to be open to learn at all times. In this platform, we are open to learn and listen to people who has a different opinion from the opinion that we have. So whatever be your argument, whatever be your sentiment, feel free to join us here and air your opinion. Today is Monday. It is civil disobedience for the Biafran people. The civil disobedience was chosen by the Biafran people. Nobody's been forced to engage in this civil disobedience. It is something that we willingly engaged in. Every Biafra decided that we are going to be part of this civil disobedience to continue to demand the unconditional release of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the unconditional release of every Biafran political prisoner. It's a day we show the world that we are no longer part of the zoological republic called Nigeria. It's a day that we speak loud to the whole world that all the politicians you see today parading themselves as leaders in Biafra land have lost legitimacy. It is a day that will show the world that Biafra has gone and gone for good, and we are not going back. You know, initially the propaganda was that the people who are asking for freedom are those living abroad. That has been the propaganda from day one. They push this information to the West, and that will now tighten up the hands of the West to look into what is happening, including the United Nations. But from this very seat at home, it has been made very, very clear. Nobody can pretend anymore and say that it is those living abroad. And I want you to understand that nobody is forced to sit at home. What we have seen in several occasions are government forcing people not to sit at home. It's the other way around. The illegitimate governors, the illegitimate politicians forcing people not to sit at home. At a point in time, they even threatened them to seize their shops, to seize their businesses, to close down their shops, even though they know that these people have made this choice by themselves. But I thank you, that with all those propaganda, attack, right, left, and center, the Biafran people remain consistent. They remain focused and continue to pursue the cause of their freedom. It is something to be celebrated. It is something to be acknowledged. And I appreciate everyone that has been able to hold on up to this moment, more especially people in Biafra land. Is it easy? It is not easy. It has never, ever been easy. If anybody comes to tell you, oh, it is just simple as it is not as simple as you think. It is much more difficult and complicated than you can ever imagine. But Biafrans have remained strong. And as we speak today, Biafrans are still sitting at home, engaging in that civil disobedience to make sure that their demand is heard. Some of you will say, why the civil disobedience? Why they sit at home? The reason the Biafrans have made this choice of sit at home is because of where we found ourselves. We know that we are dealing with a very tyrannic government, a government that will not listen, a government that is ready to take innocent life, a government that is ready to do everything humanly possible to continue to push the cause of the colonial masters and continue to enslave its people. And that is why, on our own, we have decided that there is no other way we can save the life of our people. There's no other way we can air our opinion without being massacred. That was why we have now chosen to sit at home. The Biafran people came together and they chose to sit at home, which is the most civil way, the most civil and peaceful way for an oppressed people in a tyrannic regime to express themselves. There have been several accounts when we come out to protest. They open fire on the Biafran people. Many lost their life. There have been many cases of genocide in Biafra land, mass killing in Biafra land, simply because people came out to air their opinion. Up to this moment as we speak, Nigerian government have criminalized the issue of Biafra, that the only thing that can make you lose your life is to identify you as a Biafran. That is what Nigerian government do. But it is not just that. It is much more painful today and much more serious that some other foreign countries have joined Nigeria in criminalizing self-determination. The Biafran people, more than 70 million people have been criminalized and tagged terrorists, and they can be taken out at any moment. This is a war crime that Finland in particular has engaged with Nigeria to criminalize every single Biafran. Once you are a Biafran, you speak for Biafran, Finland sees you as a terrorist, and they will do everything humanly possible to bring you down. This calls for concern. The Biafran people, the indigenous people of Biafra, are registered in all countries of the world. Wherever Biafrans are, they are registered officially. Officially registered. In most places, they are officially registered. But even if that's that, Finland looked through this and they still decide to criminalize the cause of Biafra. And they went ahead to take our Prime Minister, Mazi Ekpa, and pronounce their injustice against him, handing him up to 6 years imprisonment. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are and you are watching this program, you must know that we have a task ahead of us. We have a very big task ahead of us. Do not allow anyone to deceive you, and do not allow anybody to make you chicken away from this responsibility. Nobody will do it for us. It is we that will do it for ourselves. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, my people, today we stand on the path of history. The Monday sit at home is not just a routine. It is our civil disobedience, our voice, our weapon of freedom. We demand a united front for Biafra, for the release of Simon Ekpa Nnamdi and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and for the liberation of our land, Biafra. They can silence one man, but they cannot silence a united people. Biafra must rise, and together we will see it rise. So wherever you are today as a Biafran, you must play your own role, whether you are in the homeland or whether you are abroad. Wherever you are, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Abiyama, never to give up. Continue to stand on and stand strong and air your opinion so that we will continue to move forward into our freedom. You're welcome, my beloved sister Victoria Nweke. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and speak to us, my sister Victoria.
Master, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning, Biafrans. Mazi, ana m ekene gị nnọọ unu na-agba mbọ because otutu isi si wee gaa many people n'ike agwụgo ha onye ọbụla dazie mba many people daa mba not onye ọbụla mana unu nwa continue ojisikwa ike na-epushkwa otu ọha na na-epush 2 times in a day some 3 times unu jisi ike na-epushkwa the thing asị m Chineke gozikwa unu ncha niile ka unu ha na-epushkwa this truth ka Chineke chetakwa unu. Ana m aga na Facebook last week so mfu Barrister Manuel lamenting na Enugu people are not sitting at home. Enugu people are not sitting at home. That he went to Hamel na Enugu that time. That is asking governors. You see, Governor Blagen, that the Enugu I seen Emeka. So Maxwell lamenting, bitter. The Enugu people are not sitting at home any more longer. Why I'm saying it now? When Mazi Simon Ekpa is here with us, talking about this CP sit at home, they are against him, saying a lot of things against Simon Ekpa because of sit at home. He's causing this, he's causing that. It's only Barrister Ejimako, Aloy Ejimako, but the only person who come out support this sit at home. Others, na kagasi na fan like area. Now, where Simon Ekpa is not here now, is lamenting, which means all of them like the sit at home, but they cannot support Simon Ekpa. Now, Simon Ekpa is here. He's telling them that the sit at home is going down small. Eh? You see them, you see our people, how they behave.
That is it, my sister.
Well, God will help us. That's the only thing that I want to say. God bless you.
Thank you so much, my sister, for that very observation. I appreciate you. Each time you have an observation, you share it with us. That is what we are saying. Every one of them that was seeing Mazi Simon Ekpa as a problem, they saw Mazi Simon Ekpa as a troublemaker. They say Mazi Simon Ekpa. Today, he is not there. What are they doing? What have they achieved for the past 9 months plus? How many of them have been able to stand up for the Biafran people? Even the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the question for his freedom. How many of them are now talking? How many politicians are talking now? But when Mazi Simon Ekpa is here, Mazi Simon Ekpa forced them to speak. The presence of Mazi Simon Ekpa and what he was doing forced the politicians. You see them, every one of them was running helter-skelter. Everybody was shouting, free Mazi Simon, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, free Mazi Nnamdi. They can't keep quiet. Mazi Simon Ekpa made it that they cannot be able to keep silent. Even the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they were calling for his freedom because of Mazi Simon Ekpa. That was the achievement of Mazi Simon Ekpa when he did. But it is because of all these things he did to save you and to save me That is why they tag him a terrorist. That is why even Biafran people themselves join the criminals to tag him a terrorist. That is what we see. But look at it today. After 9 months plus, what changes have you seen? The insecurity in Biafra land, has it stopped? Instead of stopping, it has increased. Have they been able to change anything? Has Mazi not going to be released? He's not released. Do you see any people making case for Mazi Nanaga anymore? Every one of them have gone silent. And today they suddenly see some of them now realizing the importance of the seat at home. Even when they realize the importance of the seat at home, some of us, even who are in the serious about it. Some of us are not serious about it. That is how bad it is. That is the problem of an Igbo man. A Biafran people, not just the Igbo man, a Biafran people. Envy and jealousy. When it is not you that is in the front line, you begin to fight it. When you are not the one speaking, when the whole thing is not surrounded around you, you begin to fight it and talk evil about it. Not because the person is not doing the right thing, not because it's not what is done is not working. Just because you are not the one in the front line. You are not the one that is being projected. Because of that, you fight against everything. You destroy everything. You make sure that nothing works. And you think you are doing it to somebody. You are not doing it to anybody. You are doing it to yourselves. When you engage in all those evil, you are doing it against yourselves. You go online today, you see what our people are doing on their social media handle. And you begin to wonder, do these people really want Biafra? When you see certain things that some of our people are doing in social media, you begin to wonder, do these individuals really want Biafra to come? Or they have something else they are looking for? It is very, very disturbing. But I bet you we will never give up. We will never give up. Wherever you are as a Biafran, don't give up. Is it easy? It's not easy. Sometimes the things you see around you will discourage you. Sometimes the things you see around you make you get worried. Even from people who are very close to you. Even from people you trust. There are some people you will say you trust this person, but before you know it, they begin to do certain things that you can't even imagine how to explain. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say that the only person he trusts that tomorrow he will still be talking about Biafra is himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. That the only person he trusts that tomorrow morning, when he wakes up, he will still on his camera, put on his microphone and begin to talk about Biafra is himself. That he cannot guarantee anybody. He said it, that he cannot guarantee anybody. And some of us thought it was a joke. It's not a joke. He meant every single word he said. And when you look at things that are happening today, you begin to understand why he says what he said. Nigeria is gone. That one is completely confirmed. Nobody could have that about her. Nigeria is gone completely. There is nothing to write home about Nigeria. Anybody that is still having any hope or trust in Nigeria is just deceiving him or herself. Nigeria is a failed state. And when we say it, every evidence to confirm that Nigeria is a failed state is before you, is before me. Only that some of us, we pretend not to see it. Some of us, we turn a blind eye to this truth. Some of us, even when we have known the truth, we still continue to listen to the lies of the enemy. We prefer to continue to play along with the lies of the enemy. But I bet you, it is not going to be for too long. Biafra freedom struggle is alive, and we remain alive. There is nothing you can do to stop it. The quest for freedom of Biafra will, even if it is one person remaining, it will continue to go on. That is where I don't get worried. And that is why I don't care whether people are watching or people are not watching. Even if it is only one person, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. that it is not whether they will buy. It is not whether they will buy you or not. But even if they buy you, you cannot stop Biafra. Even if all of us surrender, Biafra will not stop. If it's only one person remaining, that one person is going to push the cause of Biafra until Biafra is actualized. Today is Monday sit at home. A civil disobedience agreed by Biafrans. And this civil disobedience you are seeing today is also a symbol of unity. I don't know why Biafrans don't want to capitalize on that. This unity we are talking or preaching, this Monday sit at home is a symbol of unity. This is one thing that the West, the people of the world will look upon and see the unity in Biafra for more than 4 years now, up to 5 years. For almost 5 years, sitting at home, a symbol of unity. The government of Nigeria and the politicians have tried everything they can to demonize it at home. They have tried everything to make people stop it. But Biafrans have continued to hold on to it. And anybody looking onto it sees a symbol of unity, sacrifice, and resistance against oppression. If you don't see anything, if you don't see any reason you should talk about it at home, support it and join if you have not joined, and continue to encourage it. If you don't encourage sit at home, Monday sit at home, I don't know, I can't understand. I can't understand the strategy that you have. If you have another strategy, can you please put it on the table and let's see? If you don't have another strategy, Chukwu Okike Abiama himself have given Biafrans a strategy already. This sit at home was not put in place by man. It was put in place by Chukwu Okike Abiama. Even though it was introduced by this Department of Saboteur, IPOB, the DOS, it was the DOS that introduced it. But I tell you, the certain things that happen in Biafra struggle are the things that makes you understand that Biafra is a spirit. That when Chukwu Okike Abiama wants to do something in the issue of Biafra, he can use anybody. And that is why I don't take my fellow Biafran as an enemy. I don't see my fellow Biafran as my problem that I have to fight for. Because Chukwu Okike Abiama can use anybody at any time. The project we are embarking in is his own project. That is why most of the time I have said, do not take a personal grudge on somebody. Don't create enmity for yourself for the case of Biafra. No. It is not your project. It is the project of Chukwu Okike Abiama, and he knows how to do things and make things right. He can use anybody. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that he supports everybody that is standing to make sure that Nigeria ends. Mazi Samuel say he supports everybody that will put anybody. It doesn't matter who you belong, or which group you belong, or what entitlement you have, or what religion you are. Anybody that wants to help and make sure that the Zoological Republic ends, he supports that very person. Likewise, today, I support every group that is fighting against Nigeria to make sure Nigeria ends. I don't care who you are. I don't care your religion. I don't care your camp. I don't care your opinion. My lookout is to see that the Zoological Republic ends and Biafra rise. When the sit at home was put in place, Chukwu Okike Abiama used the DOS to announce the sit at home. But when they realized that that's what a very great mistake to their own plan, they later saw that sit at home was a mistake to their own plan of destroying the cause of Biafra. They tried to remove it, and Biafran people said no. Then the spirit have already possessed them. And Mazi Samuel led the support of the Biafran people to continue to hold on to their desire to sit at home. Mazi Samuel was only a leader in that cause. He was only encouraging the Biafrans, speaking their voice to do what they have to do. And that sit at home created unity. It brought unity, unity of purpose. This is one thing that the Biafran people did in unity. Everybody was involved in it. Everybody got involved. People who didn't like it at a point in time began to see reasons. They began to see reasons. They began to join. It got to the extent that the government cannot handle it. The government came out against Biafran with attack, with killings, with sanctions, with different kinds of forces. But they didn't stop it. Symbol of unity. If we can unite to resist the sit at home, to hold it up to almost 5 years, if we can do that, why can't we do other things? Why can't we come together to pursue the cause of full restoration of Biafra? We can see the sacrifice that Biafrans are making on that aspect, which is the sit at home. The sacrifice is unimaginable. More especially Biafrans in Biafra land, they sacrifice their business, they sacrifice their time, they sacrifice their life. They sacrifice their own life against all odds to continue to see that sit at home continues. You see the resistance. They resist. The resistance is huge. The resistance is unimaginable. In the face of threat, death, dehumanization, abuse, hunger, Biafrans continue to resist. They resisted that oppression with sit at home. They didn't stop. It is very important that we go back to that spirit. Today we speak and we need to get united once again in one front to pursue freedom. There is need for us to get united once again in one front and pursue freedom. The division you are seeing in the cause of Biafra is for the interests of the enemy. The Nigerian government is sponsoring it through their politicians. And so many of us know that the politicians are involved, and yet we are not making effort to stop this division. We are not making effort to resist the effect of this division. We are not making any effort to put an end. Instead, we fuel the division more in order to create a chance for us to feel like a boss. Everybody wants in that small cage where you feel like a boss. You want that small circle where you will speak and what you say happens. You want that small circle where you be praised and called this and that, different kinds of names. And thereby selling your soul, indirectly supporting the zoological republic against your people, fighting against your own freedom. We must unite together. More especially now, to demand the release of our Prime Minister, Mazi Ekpa, and our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must put our strength together to continue to demand the release of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and strengthen our civil resistance. We must strengthen our civil resistance. Which one of the civil resistance is this very sit at home? We must strengthen it. It is not just a protest. The sit at home is not just a protest. It is a revolutionary stand for justice. The sit at home is a revolutionary stand for justice. There is no other way to express it in Nigeria. You cannot protest. Once you protest, they open fire on you. You write petition, they are not going to listen. Then what else do you expect people to fold their hand and die in the midst of all the atrocities and insecurity and abuse? No, never. Never. The only choice that is left for us, where we can act and still remain alive, is this civil disobedience, sit at home. It is not just a protest, it is a revolutionary stand for justice. And you have to know that. Self-determination. A revolutionary stand for self-determination and for the liberation of Biafra. This is one strong tool that we have, that we can implement on the ground, not staying abroad and talking online just like the way I do. But on the ground, one of the major things you can do on the ground that the world will look, every Monday they look, they see, oh, these people are still here. Every Monday they will look and they will see that you are still there. The liberation of Biafra. Every one of us, we must stand together. Together we rise. Together we win. If you continue to be silent and pretend it doesn't concern you, it is going to get your doorstep. It is going to get your doorstep. The insecurity in Nigeria today has gotten to the highest. Just of recent, there was a news that was published by Sahara reporters. A dead body was found in the National Assembly. A decomposing dead body found in National Assembly. A decomposing dead body found in National Assembly in Nigeria. You can imagine that. The National Assembly is supposedly one of the most secured places. One of the most secured places in Nigeria. How do you explain that? The National Assembly, supposedly one of the most secured places in Nigeria. And in this place, they found a decomposing dead body in a car. You and I know that before a body will begin to decompose, it has been there for many, many, many days. Before body begin to decompose, it will have taken many, many days. Then how do you explain that? That in one of the most secure places in Nigeria, a decomposed body of a male was discovered inside a vehicle parked at the National Assembly complex in Abuja. How do you explain that? This news was carried by Sahara reporters. How do you explain that? A place like National Assembly where they have cameras, where they have securities everywhere. You see the way they go in convoy. In their private, even in their private home, they have security. How much more? National Assembly. And this was a place where a decomposed body of a male was discovered inside a vehicle parked at the National Assembly complex. A vehicle parked at the National Assembly. And the body stayed in that very place and was decomposing. You know, before a body began to decompose, it has stayed there for days. Maybe because they begin to hear the smell. Now you understand how insecure you are as a zoological republic person. You now understand how insecure the zoo is. And this is a country that Finland is telling us to relax. Don't protect yourself. Don't do anything. This is a country that Finland is telling us don't encourage ourselves. Don't encourage our people to defend themselves. And they should not relax. This is the country that Finland is working hand in hand. This is a country that gave Finland the information upon which they detained our prime minister. And they're threatening to jail him. In that same country, who claim to have informations that they brought information, intels to Finland. A decomposed body of male was discovered inside a vehicle parked at National Assembly complex in Abuja. Before a body will be decomposing to that stage, it had been there for many days. And to make it, they say the vehicle number of the vehicle was a red Peugeot 406. The vehicle was a red Peugeot 406, registered number BWR 577BF. The incident was reported on Sunday, September 7, 2025. This happened Sunday, September 7th, 2025. In National Assembly. You can imagine. This is a country that Finland is working with. How can this kind of a thing happen in a sensible country, in the most secured place? And yet, some people are jumping right, left, and center, pretending they have a country when they have no country. The information on that very incident said that the disease has been identified as Gaddafi Ewa, a 55 years old man of the Tiv ethnic group, a Tifi man. He is believed to have been working as a laborer at the construction site within the National Assembly presence. Somebody who is working with them all died, decomposed for so many days before they found out in National Assembly. And of course, you know, no investigation is going to be done. Even if investigation is done, they won't find anything. Because the death of that man is not ordinary. He must have seen an information. He must have seen something they don't want him to see. He must have heard what they don't want him to hear. And that was how the man died. And look at the report. It said the body was in an advanced state of decomposition when found. You know what it means to be in an advanced state of decomposition. That means the body has been there for 3-4 days or even more before they saw it. National Assembly. This is a place people go every day. National Assembly. This is a place, one of the most secured places in the Zoological Republic. This is a country that some of you are defending. This is a country that Finland wants Biafrans to be in. This is a country that Finland wants Biafrans to be in. This is a country that Finland wants Biafra to be in. I do not understand how that is possible. But regardless whatever happens, we will continue. I just saw it. What is your name? You say your name is Delightful Challenge. Delightful Challenge. I have a link there. Can you click that link? Click that link and come in. Click that link and come in and come and tell me why I should stop supporting the sit at home. Your name is Delightful Challenge. Delightful Challenge. Can you click that link and come in? I don't want to see your face. I know that people like you cannot be very confident to be able to show themselves their face, because even in your whatever you use to type, your picture is not even there. People like you cannot be able to. If you are a man enough or woman enough, can you please click that link, come in and tell me why I should stop supporting the Monday sit at home? You talked of hardship. There's a lot of hardship. Did hardship start because of sit at home? How old are you and when were you born? Delightful, when were you born? How old are you? Tell me, how old are you? And you tell me if hardship in Nigeria started with sit at home. We are discussing. I'm not going to insult you. Remember, I said if you have a superior argument why I should stop doing what I'm doing or saying what I'm saying, bring it on. Your name is Delightful Challenge. I saw your message there on the comment section. Click the link and come in to defend what you are saying. Tell me why the sit at home should stop. You wrote on the comment section, you said, stop supporting sit at home. There is a lot of hardship in Nigeria. And I ask you, when did hardship stop in Nigeria? When did the hardship start with the sit at home? Did hardship start with the sit at home? The hardship you have been having in Nigeria since independence, since amalgamation, was it because of the sit at home? Was it because of the sit at home? And this is what we see. Some people, they will just come into your platform and they will type anything they want to type to make themselves happy or to drag attention. But I would have loved it better if you will be confident enough to come up, use the link, come in, and give your superior argument. You are entitled to your opinion. I am doing what I feel is the right thing to do. But if you can convince me that it is high time we stop the sit at home, then you let me know why I should stop. It is not enough to come to my comment section and write, because you know by next Monday I'm going to be here talking about sit at home again. Except you convince me why I should stop talking about sit at home. Until you can convince me, I will not. But I promise you, as soon as you can be able to convince me of why I should stop talking about sit at home, I will stop immediately. I will. I'm a kind of person that listens. I listen to people. I'm ready to learn. I don't know it all. But with little knowledge I have, I will not allow anybody to abuse it. So, my fellow Biafrans, this is the country we must not be part of. This is the country we must not be part of. Our reason for sit at home is very, very clear. Sit at home is not for nobody is being forced to sit at home, but we are using that media to air our opinion. Sit at home does not stop you from doing your business. It doesn't stop you from doing anything you want to do. It doesn't stop you from anything. We are only using that very single day, Monday, to air our opinion to the world, to tell the world about our grievances. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been sitting under solitary confinement for the past 5 years. In solitary confinement, you are not concerned. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't disturb you. This is an innocent man who has passed through their court, and the court say, set him free. They refuse, and they continue to hold him. That doesn't bother you. It doesn't worry you. You are not troubled. You're not disturbed about that. But you are disturbed that I'm talking about sit at home. You are talking about suffering. What do you know about suffering? What do you know about suffering? And when were you born? Even if you are born with a golden spoon in the Zoological Republic, you will experience what is called suffering if you are a Biafran. You will experience what you will know it that you are not part of this. You are not part of the zoo. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Even the rich in Biafra land, they also cry. They cry for this freedom. The only thing that some of them, they are so scared of what that thing they have acquired they call wealth. They're so scared. They don't want to lose their money. They don't want to lose their businesses. They want still to maintain their friends. They want to still keep their business opportunities. That is why you see them pretending as if all is well. Many of them are not finding it easy. The politicians, those that claim to be elites, they are not finding it easy. The one that called himself Onyema, don't you see him several times? Onyema came and cried the way they treat him in his airline. Of course, if it were to be a Biafra, Onyema would have been competing with the best airline in the world today. He would have been competing with the best airline in the world. But what do you see? Nigeria is trying to destroy his airline. But yet, for him to remain afloat, he will speak as a one Nigerian. That is the condition. Look at our brother Innocent. Innocent is doing very well for himself in the most difficult situation. They have tried everything they can to force Innocent to move out of Nnewi and go to other part, go to the Lagos or other part of the world. They are doing everything they can to force Innocent to move away. Force Innocent to move away from Nnewi, Biafra land, and go to the north or to the south, southwest. But he has refused. The rich also cry. If Innocent open his mouth and tell you how much he is losing on daily basis, or the amount he has to spend and tax he has to pay for him to be able to allow that company to remain in Nnewi, for him to allow that company, for that company to continue to function in Nnewi, it costs him triple. It costs him 10 times what it will cost him to run that company in Lagos or in the north. It will cost him 10 times what it's costing him. Likewise, every other business person. But some of them, they have become used to this very system. They have resigned their faith. They have no choice. If they must remain afloat, they have to take it and go with it. That is why so many of them are not talking. But I bet you, every single Biafran is facing the same challenge you and I are facing. I mean the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. It is not different for any one of us. Those of us who are living abroad, any day you decide to visit Nigeria, by the time you land in the Nigeria useless international airport in Lagos, from that place, you begin to know that you are still in a strange place. Even sometimes, when you land in Nigeria, you now realize, that is when you even know that you are in captivity. You now realize that you don't have a country. That is why many of us feel more comfortable abroad than home. Because when you come back home, from the airport, they begin to show you that you have no home. Even when you are abroad, you are pretending you realize that you have no home, nothing. You don't have any home. From the airport, the way they are going to welcome you, the way they are going to search your goods, even personal items that you brought for yourself, the way they're going to try to extort you, stamping you in becomes a different thing. Even you will see them giving preferential treatment to foreigners. To foreigners that are coming to the country, they will give them preferential treatment. But you that is from that so-called Zola, the way they will treat you, you will regret why you ever even left the country where you are to visit Nigeria. And as if what they do to you in airport is not enough. Once you enter the road to go to your home, and God help you, you are traveling to the southeast. Sorry. Only the grace of God will take you back home if you are traveling by road. If you are traveling by road, only the grace of God will take you back home. And the question is, why is it even a crime for you to fly all the way from the US into Biafra land? Why is it a crime? After 60-something years of a country, why is it a crime for you to fly from Europe to Biafra land? That you must have to land in Lagos or land in Abuja before you go back to your hometown. You must come there so that they can control you, extort you, and show you that you don't belong here before you now begin to go. This is the experience of Biafrans every blessed day. And somebody will come and tell me, why am I sitting at home? Sacrificing one day to air your opinion and say that enough is enough on this marginalization. Is it a crime? In a country where you cannot protest. Before we started the sit at home, we protested in Onitsha Head Bridge. You know how many people were massacred? Do you know how many people lost their life? Simply because they want to protest. People gathered to pray in Aba, and they opened fire on them. So what you want, you don't want us to engage in civil disobedience. You want us to engage in a chaotic disobedience. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want us to involve in a violent protest. Is it violent protest you want? We have chosen a peaceful civil disobedience where you will sit in your home peacefully. You don't disturb anybody, nobody disturb you. You sit at home. How is it a crime? Nobody's being forced. And you say, why should we do it? Haven't you seen people engaging in a hunger strike? Don't you see people, prisoners, on their own, they engage in a hunger strike to air their opinion? Because in a place where they are is not conducive. They are not allowed to express themselves. They are not given the free hand. They are not given the freedom to say what they can protest. The only choice that remains for a prisoner to protest is to go under hunger strike. A prisoner subject himself to hunger strike for as long as it takes until his needs are met. We are just prisoners in Nigeria, whether you like it or not. You can continue to pretend about it. We are prisoners in the contraption called Nigeria. And the only way we can go to express our grievance for the world's attention is on this civil disobedience. It captures our unity. It captures our resistance. So why would anybody be speaking against it? Why would anybody be playing it down? If you don't want to get involved, that is your opinion. Sit back and do not discourage those who knows what they are looking for. Those of you who have become the house nigger, who is enjoying what is falling from the master's table, you are okay from eating from the crumbs that fall from the master's table. That is your absolute choice. I have nothing against you. But don't stand on the way of those who knows what it means to be a free man. The Biafran people are freeborn. We can't be second-class citizens. We can't be slaves. It has been proven time and time again. Our forefathers who were tricked into entering into the United States, they were tricked that they were going to be experts, they were going to be trained in the United States, and they were taken to the United States. In Georgia, to be precise, you saw them. They held their hand and they jumped into the river, drowned themselves instead of being a slave. They drowned themselves instead of being a slave. And the same way, we don't want to be a slave and we don't take slavery. You will never see a record where the Igbos took slaves. No, we don't. There is no record anywhere where you have Igbos take slaves for themselves. We don't. It is an abomination. The Biafrans, we don't take slaves. More especially the Igbo Biafrans, we do not take slaves. That is why you see, with all our neighbors and people surround us, we never fought against anybody to capture anybody or take over anybody. No, we did not. It is not because we are afraid. It is not because we don't have the might. It is not because we don't have the numbers. In fact, there was one video I was watching. A Yoruba professor of history was speaking about the Igbos, how open-minded they are, how generous they are. He said that we are the bronze makers. We at the olden days, initially, we started this bronze making. I've forgotten the name of the place he mentioned, where we are making bronze. And in that time, we had the power, the might to manufacture instruments we can use to conquer our neighbors and take over. We have the might, the power to conquer our neighbors and take over and force them to be in us, just like other people did. The Yorubas did that. In the north, it was done the same. In the Middle Belt, they did the same. People were capturing their neighbors, taking them and forcing them into themselves. But the Igbos never did that. Because it is an abomination. We don't take slave and we don't accept slavery. We don't take slave. And you cannot enslave us. For us to continue to demand for our freedom from Nigeria is a task that must be done. Except you are not an Igbo person. Except you're not a genuine, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. It's a task that must be done. It doesn't matter how dissatisfied you are, you're angry, you're worried, you're this. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you think is stopping you, don't allow that to stop you. Don't allow that to stop you. Don't allow that to stop you. It's unimaginable that somebody at this point in time will still be challenging the quest for the freedom of Biafran people. You see, some of them will come up and say something like that. Why are we imposing sit at home in Biafra land? We should go to Abuja and impose it. You can imagine. They will say, why are we doing sit at home? We should gather ourselves and go to Abuja. It's just idiotic suggestions that you see people make. They just say it just to see what we can do, just to find something to say. We are not in the business of taking other people's land. The land that is our concern is our own land, where Chukwu Okikabema gave us. That very place that Chukwu Okikabema has given us, we didn't ask for it. I was not there when I was created. I didn't have any opinion to be an Igbo person. It wasn't my opinion to be an Igbo person. I didn't have any contribution in that. I found myself where I am, and I'm okay with it. And I will defend it with everything in me. It doesn't matter whether you agree or you disagree. It doesn't make any difference for me. So why would somebody come and begin to speak against the cause that people have chosen by themselves? Mazi Simon Ekpa said it time and time again. It is not enforced. Nobody is forcing you. Nobody is forcing you. Those who are willing and genuine know what they want, and they're airing their opinion. The world is watching. The only people that have tried to make enforcement is the government of Nigeria. They try to enforce not sitting at home by sanctioning the people, by taking the life of innocent people, by blackmailing the people. They tried everything they can using their politicians, yet it didn't work. How is that? How is that our problem? That somebody still have the boldness to come and say, in a country that have, what is there for you to gain in this zoological public? A country where the only thing you see in the zoo is bad news. Every day it is bad news. It is bad news. Every blessed day you see things that will make you regret being part of that zoological public. The only mission Nigeria has is to fight against Biafran people and make sure they destroy as many innocent lives as they want. I want you to see this news from Sahara Reporters, because we have to bring it out. These are the reasons we don't want to be part of the Zoological Republic. We don't want to be part of it. We have suffered enough. And we no longer want to be part of the zoo. We don't want to be part of it. Those who still enjoy it and want to be part of it can continue. Why are you forcing us in this marriage? In this ungodly marriage, why are you forcing the Biafrans to be part of this ungodly marriage? Why? Why are you forcing the Biafrans? You can see bandit leader behind the killing of over 30 in Katsina Mosque attack. Attend peace meeting in Faskari. You can imagine. This is bandit leader. A bandit leader allegedly behind the killing of over 30 in Katsina Mosque attacks. In Katsina Mosque attacks happened recently. Attends peace meeting in Faskari. The Nigerian government is having a peace meeting with a bandit leader. A bandit leader that took the innocent life of 30 people in the mosque. They attended a peace meeting. You didn't hear the governor say, go after him, get him, throw him away, even though they know that this is a renowned terrorist. They are going for peace meeting. They still want to go and listen to him. They want to go and dialogue with him. Because they are protecting their own. Because they are doing the work of those that send them. It is a contract given them by a certain group of the people in the government. You can see. Bandit leader. Attend peace meeting. But look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who only is making a genuine request. Grant us a referendum. Look at Mazi Simon Ekpa defending his people and saying that enough is enough. We want to exist in Nigeria. They were not able to call him on a peace meeting. They never called him for discussion. There has never been any opportunity anywhere to sit in a table and discuss with the Biafran people. Nobody addresses issues that has to do with Biafra. But whenever it is in the north, northern part of Nigeria, the government will sit down, discuss with them, even with the known terrorists. Look at their faces, reported. They know them, and they don't deny it. We have seen governors come out to say they know these people, they know where they live, they know who their brothers and families are, they know all of them. But in Biafra land, our liberation armies today, most of them, their families have been wiped away. You hear Gentle come out and cry how his family members have been taken. His brother murdered, his parents murdered, his own wife nowhere to be found. And all this pushed by the same politicians in Biafra land. When it has to do with the Biafran people, they will go as far as removing everything that has to do with your lineage. They wipe it out. But in the north, they are having a peace summit with the leader of the bandit that took the life of 30 people in a mosque. They're having a peace summit. This is Nigeria for you. This is Nigeria. This is what you see in the Zoological Republic called Nigeria. Katsina holds peace meeting with wanted bandit kingpin Ado Aleru, Ahmed Hede. A wanted murderer, a wanted terrorist. They are holding meeting with him. Katsina community hold peace meeting with wanted bandit kingpin Ado Aleru. Armed headers. Armed headers. These people have become so bold that they can do anything. Anything. And nobody raised an eyebrow from the government. The government sponsor them. The government encourage them. The government give so many kinds of relief to them, only to come back and continue to destroy the innocent lives. This is the country that Finland is supporting. This is the country that is giving Finland intel that they use to kidnap our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, in judicial means. That's judicial kidnap of our Prime Minister. That's what I call it. And you see these things happening, nobody is raising a hammer. A country that the only thing you see in the country is fake, bad news. This one is another one. 16 hours ago, it says, former Imo lawmaker abducted by gunmen. Police launch rescue operation. Sahara report. Former Imo. It will get everybody. So they think other people that they abduct. Former Imo lawmaker abducted by gunmen. Police launch rescue operation. Because he's a lawmaker. Because he's a lawmaker, you are launching a rescue operation. If it were ordinary people that have been abducted, they will tell them to pay ransom. They will be left on their own. If it were other people, they will be left on their own. But today you see a lawmaker. And that is how it will get all of them. It will get to every one of them. It will get all of them. You think it is only the ordinary people that is going to be suffering. It will not be only the ordinary people. This is another one. This one is a nightmare disgrace to Nigerian government senator Moye laments collapse of Onitsha Aguleri Aderi Highway community cut off. This is where Soludo will come and tell you he want to make Japan of Africa. This is a road. Onitsha Aguleri Adani Road. You can imagine. Nightmare disgrace to federal government. Senator Moye lament. Do they care? Do they care on each Aguleri Adani highway? Do they care? Look at the highway. Look at how it is. You lament. After lamenting, you go back to your Senate house and look at it. Look at the road. You can imagine. Look at the road. This is a road, a highway. In a state where Soludo Seibo that is carrying security outfit up and down, using Ndakodo to destroy Imo people. Look at the road in his state. You say Igbo, they will come and tell you how many roads is building. When they take quota and pour on road, they tell you, look at this. Look at the road. In a land that has everything, in a state like Anambra State that is very rich in every ramification. But because you are part of Nigeria, you can't do anything. Because you remain part of Nigeria, there is nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter how you try. You can never, ever do anything as long as you are in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Only complain, and the things continue to happen. The evil continue to happen. How do we protest again? You don't protest to Nigeria by talking. These are the reasons why we insist on exiting the zoo and using the medium we are using today. Civil disobedience. You can imagine. Look at the road that in a state like Anambra State, in a place that Seibo, that will come shamefully, he will come online. All he knows is to be creating security outfit everywhere to intimidate his people. Creating security outfits that are engaged in kidnapping. Security outfits that are engaged in kidnapping. That's what is it. We cannot be part of this madness. We can no longer continue to be part of this madness that they call governance. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are walking away, and we are going to walk away for good and continue to pursue the cause of freedom of Biafran people, regardless what anybody is saying, regardless their opinion, regardless their ideas, regardless what they bring on board. We will never, ever, ever give up our quest for freedom. That is all we have. The only thing that we have today as Biafrans is our freedom. And we cannot sell that freedom cheap to anybody. They are going to try by all means necessary to pull us down, to distract us, or to make us feel irrelevant. But I bet you the Biafran people are determined. The Biafran people are determined and they know what they're doing. The insecurity in Nigeria today is something that has gotten to the level that the world is supposed to come in. But they are not going to do so. And all they want us is to fold our hands and pretend all is well. All they want us to do is to pretend all is well. They want us to pretend all is well. We cannot pretend anymore. We are going to defend our territory. And that is something that we must do. We are going to defend our territory. A country where terrorists are respected more than people who are responsible and reasonable. A country where terrorists are given special treatment. They are given special preference. And they see us, those of us who are fighting for freedom, as irrelevant. They see us as troublemakers. How long are we going to continue to pretend that all is well when all is not well? How long are we going to continue to pretend? How long are we going to continue to be silent? How long? Everything about Nigeria is a bad news. The more you continue to wait and think it's going to get better, the worse it gets. And they have succeeded in planting the seed of discord. The seed of discord have been planted Very, very long time. And today, they happen to have a president who is part of that very seed. The seed of hatred. The tribal bigotry. The president that they have today is the one that is in charge. He sponsored tribal bigotry by himself, single-handedly. And some of you are still having hope that something is going to work out for you. Nigeria will only get worse. It can never get better. It can never get better. It will only get worse. But my surprise is why a Western country, a country in Europe, will be in alliance with a terrorist country. I don't understand it. Other European Union countries, I don't know what they are doing. I'm not surprised why one of their members burnt their flag the other day. I'm not surprised, because there's no way you can sit back and stand and see a member state in European Union working with a terrorist country and you be silent. That makes you an accomplice. It makes you an accomplice. For you to see a member state involved with a terrorist country and yet you are not troubled, you are not bothered, that makes you an accomplice. With everything that people know about Nigeria, it is not hidden. Their involvement in terrorism of their people, their involvement in kidnapping, their sponsorship of kidnapping and different kinds of evil against their own people, it's not hidden, it's all in the public. But yet, the governments of the world continue to dialogue with them. If a country like Finland came in the forefront to take out an activist who is trying to protect his own people, Mazi Simon Ekpa. What crime did Mazi Simon Ekpa commit? What crime did Mazi Simon Ekpa commit that is making them today to fight against Mazi Simon Ekpa? And in my program yesterday, I mentioned some of the crimes that Mazi Simon Ekpa have committed that made them to tag Mazi Simon Ekpa a terrorist. And we are still going to talk about that today. Let us look at the crimes Mazi Simon Ekpa have committed against these people that made them to see him as a terrorist. Sometimes I ask myself, what has he done? And many people will be asking, what has he done? That even some DOS member will come and call Mazi Simon Ekpa a terrorist. Some of the members of the Department of Saboteurs, they will come as and I will ask, what has he done? Or Hanez Ndibo will come as a terrorist. I ask, what has he done? Nigerian government and all the criminals that are inside and outside will be seeing him as a terrorist and say, what has he done? Now let us go into what one of our brother wrote out. This is what one of our brothers wrote out as the crimes Mazi Simon have committed that they call crime against humanity. I want you to listen. What I am going to read out now is something that a Biafran wrote, and I felt, I read it yesterday on my program, I feel I should read it again. It is compiled by OC SM1, and I'm going to read it the way he wrote it. They say, Simon Ekpa's crime against humanity. Simon Ekpa and his team committed the following crimes. I want you to listen. Number one, insisting that Biafra should continue to observe the voluntary Monday sit at home to demand the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the crime against humanity that Mazi Simon have committed, because he is demanding the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Number two, strengthening the Biafran security forces and establishing the Biafra Defense Force and arming them against Fulani headsmen and Nigerian security forces. That is the second crime. against humanity that someone ever committed. Because he was protecting his people against the terrorists in uniform and off uniform. Conducting the Biafran self-referendum, in which over 50 million Biafrans voted in favor of Biafra independence. That is the crime against humanity. Number 3, that Mazi Samuel committed. Number 4, organizing 2 conventions for Biafra freedom in Finland. Organizing 2 conventions of Biafra freedom in Finland. This is crime against humanity that Mazi Samuel committed, that Finland detained Mazi Samuel for. This is the crime that Mazi Samuel committed. Crime against humanity that made them to detain him. And I want the world to look at it and judge. Sin number 5 he committed, designing and introducing the Biafran passport. That is a crime that they see. Moving the Confederate capital of Biafra from Enugu to Ebube. That is what they see as a crime against humanity. Forming the Biafran government in exile and the Biafran homeland de facto government, which has now transformed into United States of Biafra government. This is another crime they see him commit. I want you to be taking note. So at the end of it, if there is another crime you see that we didn't put here, you put it, let the world read through and then judge. I read number 7 again. Forming the Biafran government in exile and the Biafran homeland de facto government, which has now transformed into United States of Biafra government. That is a crime against humanity that Mazi Samuel committed. And number 8, redrawing the Biafran map and creating the 40 states of Biafra. This is what they see as a crime. Why they want him dead? Why they want him imprisoned? Why they want him jailed? Why they tag him different kinds of names? Because he redesigned the map and created 40 states of Biafra through the order and compliance and decision of the Biafran people. Designing and introducing the prototype of Biafran currency, Ejemma. Mazi Samuel was able to create a prototype of Biafran currency, Ejemma. Designed it. This is one of the crimes he committed. That they want him dead. That they call him a person that have committed a crime against humanity. These are the crimes he committed. Setting up committee that wrote the Biafran constitution. Because he set up a committee that wrote Biafran constitution. That is what they see as crime against humanity. Establishing Biafra liaison offices in over 50 countries and lobbying those countries to recognize Biafra. That is the crime they see that Mazi Samuel committed. That our Prime Minister Mazi Samuel established Biafra liaison offices in over 50 countries and lobbying those countries to recognize Biafra. That is why they took him out. That is what they see as crime against humanity. I want the world to judge. And every one of you that is watching to us to judge. Hiring diplomats, lobbyists who help to push the Biafran cause to the world stage. This is the crimes they said that Mazi Samuel committed. I want the world to be the judge. This brother wrote a very good piece. Setting up the Voice of Biafra radio. Mazi Samuel set up the Biafra, Voice of Biafra radio, which all of us we are aware. To educate Biafrans, to sensitize Biafrans, to tell the world the story of Biafra, to let the world know what is happening in Biafra land, to give the Biafran people a voice. This is what they saw as crime against humanity. Let the world be the judge and let the Biafrans judge. Above all, exposing the saboteurs and corrupt element hiding under IPOB and those of them in Nigerian government who are pushing human crime against humanity against the Biafran people, pushing genocide against Biafran people, who are lying against the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. Mazi Samuel exposed those saboteurs inside and outside, in IPOB and outside IPOB. These are the crimes against humanity that Mazi Simon committed. And this is why they told us that Mazi Simon Ekpa need to be jailed. You that is a Biafran, ask yourself, what you just heard now, these are what Mazi Simon Ekpa have done that made them to hate him. Let the world be the judge. If there is another crime you feel he has committed that I didn't mention, please, can you write it on the comment section? I would like to read it out so that people will hear. If there's any other crime, any other crime he has committed that we didn't mention, feel free to put it down. The world is watching, they are listening. Are we going to stop? We are not going to stop. In fact, we just started. Taking Mazi Simon Ekpa away from us is just marking the beginning. We are not going to stop. We are not going to stop. Just like our sweet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When they took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu away, remember they celebrated it. When they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, they extraordinary rendition, they celebrated it in their national TV in Hausa language. They celebrated the kingdom of Mazi. Some of them knelt down and they raised up their hand and they were thanking God. This person was an Igbo Biafran. The idiot in Lagos State, Joe Ibokwe. Joe Ibokwe was thanking God for the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That same man, Joe Ibokwe, today is one of the most dangerous person you can see that has fueled the attack against the Biafrans in Lagos State. The attack that the Igbos are getting in Lagos State today was sponsored and fueled by Joe Ibokwe. The Ohanes and Dohinandama are there. How many of them are confronting him? None of them. The Igbo politicians are there. How many of them are confronting him? None. It was Joe Ibokwe that came first of all to challenge Igbos that they have no place in Lagos State. To challenge Igbos that they have no right to vote their conscience in Lagos State. Joe Ibokwe was on TV, in the public, saying it and writing it. The Ohanes and Dohin and Dama were there hearing him. Politicians were there listening to him. And today he's still walking free. That is another man that is supposed to be taken out. If Biafrans were to be, Biafrans are peace-loving people. That is one thing. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, Biafrans are peace-loving people. We are not death. We don't encourage the death of even our enemy. We are not pleased or happy at the death of anybody. That is the nature of Biafra. If not, somebody like Joe Ibokwe will not be breathing today. And many people like him. The only thing that these people are capitalizing on the fact that they know that Biafrans are about that. They know that Biafrans are not violent people. We are not. In all ramifications, it doesn't matter how you look at it. Biafrans are not violent people. They can't even pretend to be violent. They can't even pretend to be violent. That is why we are facing the situation we are facing today. That is why we are facing the situation we are facing today. That is the reason why we are facing the situation we are facing today. Because they know that Biafran people are not violent. If not, how can somebody like Joe Ibokwe still be walking free, going about his businesses? How can somebody like Ikenga Uruaga still be coming online and boasting and insulting our leader and go scot-free? How can Ijele be going around, still have the guts to insult our prime minister, insult our supreme leader, insult our eternal leader, and still walk free? You can only do that to Igbos and go free because Igbos are very peaceful people. They are very, very peaceful people. They don't like violence. You can never see an Igbo person being violent. Never. It is not in our nature. When you see an Igbo person begin to show the tendency of it, you must have pushed him to the wall, to the extent that he has no other place to run to, only to push back to stay alive. That is what we do. The Igbos, only when you push them to the state that they don't have any place to run to, they will push back to stay alive. They are not violent people. We have never been violent. We can't even learn it. We can't even pretend to be violent. We can't. We cannot pretend. We don't support it. That is why the situation of the Biafran people have continued from onset, from 1945 till date. From 1945 that they started to attack us and massacre us. We have never retaliated. All we are doing is pushing back. We have never retaliated. From 1945, I could remember in 1980s, even 90s, all you hear is riot in the north, riot in the north. Every time a riot, they keep Biafra. Every time riot, every time you see people bringing corpses from the north to bury at home. But in all those things, you will never see a retaliation in Biafra land. You will never see Biafra people retaliate. Just like you see in the north. When something happens in the other part of the world, they face the Biafrans in their northern part of the country. Things that doesn't concern Biafrans. Before you know it, they face the Biafran people. But in retaliation, Biafrans don't retaliate. I was just looking through, there was a video I was watching before I came online. I forgot to bring up that video. I don't know if I can be able to dig that video out and play it. A video of account of somebody was given about the Civil War. During the Civil War, how people, a man that his own father was among those who was murdered during the Civil War, and how they saw corpse. They saw corpse were being brought from the northern part of Nigeria. The guy was given this is an eyewitness account. An eyewitness account of what transpired during the Civil War. An eyewitness account. Somebody was given an eyewitness account, and when I saw it, I was really touched, and I felt that such kind of video need to be shared so that people will see exactly what we went through. People will see exactly what we went through. I don't know whether if I can be able to get my hand on that video so that you can see that eyewitness account. What that man explained. What that man explained on what transpired during the Civil War. He said his own father was murdered. And they saw a train bringing the dead bodies of Biafran people from the northern part of Nigeria. He saw a headless man, a man whose head was chopped off. He saw a pregnant woman whose belly were cut open and a child removed. He saw a young child that was cut into pieces, and they put them in train and shifted to Biafra land. He said during the Civil War, this was a sight that they saw during the pogrom, and they commit this crime and they put them in a train and sent down to Biafra land so that people can see it, the terror. And when Biafrans saw it, they were outraged. They were outraged. But in the midst of this outrage, within that time, he said that our eternal leader, Dim Odibugojuku, went to Amausa where the Northerners are. He went to Amausa where the Northerners are to address them. And the only thing he did was to go there and tell them that because of what is happening today, because of the gruesome murder of Biafrans and the pogrom that is happening, that he cannot guarantee their continuous stay in Biafra land. Our eternal leader told them that he cannot guarantee their continuous stay in Biafra land. That what he's going to do, that he is going to create an exit route for all of them to go back to the north. He will create an exit route, give them security to lead them back to the north. And they should take everything that belongs to them, every of their belongings, up to broom. Up to the broom they used to speak their heart. They should pack everything that belongs to them and go back to the north. This was after the pogrom, after they saw corpses of Biafrans were sent from the north to Biafra land. In a normal sense, you would have said that Ojukwu will react. You would have said that the Igbos will now take vengeance. You would have said that the Igbos were going to say, okay, we still have your people here because of that, because you kill our people, we're going to see. There was no reprisal on that very issue. Our eternal leader instead went to the Amausa and addressed them and told them to go back. And not only that, the military men who were of northern ethnic group that are still in Biafra land, they gave them security, gave them convoy, and escorted them back to the north. None of them lost their life. But to the surprising thing, the same people that were escorted back to north were the people that led troops that came back to seek to take the life of our eternal leader. You can imagine. This is to show you how peaceful the Biafrans are. When I say that we abhor death, we don't like the shedding of blood of the innocent. We don't like, even our enemies, we don't get involved. Anything has to do with shedding of blood, it is not our lifestyle. It is not in our life. Today, the Nigeria we found ourselves is forcing us to change our identity. It's forcing us to be who we are not. They are painting us what we are not and forcing us into that. That is why today they recruit the Igbo Biafrans into their devilish security outfits to go and take the life of their own brothers and sisters and continue to paint us evil. But during the Civil War, even with everything our eternal leader saw, our eternal leader protected the Hausas. He protected them, gave them security, and sent them back with all their belongings back to their place, up to Broom. But the same people he escorted back, they organized themselves and they came back to take the life of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu. The same people he protected, gave them exit. Don't worry, by tomorrow, I'm going to get that video and play so that you can hear from the horse's mouth. The person that was giving this testimony is the person who was involved, who was present during that time. An eyewitness account. Maybe it was evening. In the evening, join me in the evening program. I'm going to play that video in the evening program so that you can hear directly from the man. I will use that one for the evening program to see how far the Biafrans can tolerate. We are not violent people. We can't even learn it. We are not violent. Anytime you see a Biafran seem to be violent, you have pushed him to the wall that he has no place to run to. Then he will push back. And that is what we are doing today. That is what Mazi Simon did. What Mazi Simon was doing was to organize Biafrans to push back because there is no other place to run to. There is no other place to run to. The whole forest in the Biafra land were taken over by the Janjaweed. The record is there. The record is there. The whole forest were taken over by the Janjaweed. There was no place to hide. We had no secret anymore. We had no secret anymore. So there was no place to run to. There was no place to run to. There was nobody to talk to. There was no other person to look at. But what did we do? We had to push back to stay alive. Mazi Simon Ekpa was only pushing back to make his people remain alive. But today, the most painful thing is that the same people he was trying to make alive, they are the ones that are in the front line today castigating him, calling for his head. They are the ones today celebrating his detention. They are the ones today who are on their various platforms rejoicing, very, very happy for what our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa has gone through. And you think it will be well with you? It will never, ever be well with you. It doesn't matter how you think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. It doesn't matter. It will never be well with you. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama, do not ever give up your freedom. Do not ever Give up your freedom. We are freeborn. We didn't make ourselves whom we are today. We didn't create ourselves. It wasn't our choice to be Biafrans. It is the choice of Chukwu Okike. He made us whom we are. We were born as Biafrans and we remain Biafrans. We are born as Biafrans and we remain Biafrans. But when it comes to the evil that is happening, we must not allow this evil to continue. We must not allow this evil to continue. We are not part of Nigeria. We never be part of Nigeria, and Nigeria will never absorb us. They will never. They will never. The earlier we begin to plan our own nation, plan our own thing, is the better for us. Is the better for us. Because there is no other way out. You can't even pretend about it. You can't even pretend about it. We must have to continue to speak up. We must continue to pursue our freedom. Do everything you can at your own reach to see that the Biafran freedom becomes a reality. Do everything you can, because the double standard in Nigeria is something that we cannot be silent about. It is something that you cannot look away from. It's something that speaks volume every day. When it happens in the north, nobody cares. But when it happens in Biafra land, it becomes a different ballgame. Lives are taken because of it. And look at this report now from Sahara Reporter. Look at this report from Sahara Reporter. I want you to see this. This is what happens in the north. In the northern part of Nigeria, it is okay. But if you do this in Biafra land, you are gone. You are gone. I want you to see this report from Sahara Reporters. These are the kinds of things you see in the northern part of Nigeria. But when it comes to the issue of the Biafran side, you dare not try it. You dare not try it. I want you to, let me try and bring up this very report from Sahara Reporters so that you can see. When it is at the northern part of Nigeria, everything is acceptable. In fact, you can't even challenge anything. As long as it's northern part of Nigeria, you cannot. You cannot challenge it. But if you try and dare do such a thing in Biafra land, it's a different ballgame. I want you to see what I just shared now. You see what I just shared? Adamawa lawmakers, Jaffa Abubakar. Adamawa lawmaker, Jaffa Abubakar, distribute 100 million to childhood friends. Adamawa lawmaker, Jaffa Abubakar, distribute 100 million to childhood friends. That is how they roll. In the north, you can do anything. Anything you like, you can just wake up today and decide to use your power or your whatever to favor your concubine or whoever is around you, and nobody will question you. Nobody will question you. Everything goes. Everything goes. In the same country, you cannot try this in the same country. You cannot try this in any sensible country in the planet Earth. Never. No country will accept this. If you want to make impact, there is a way to make impact. And by the way, investigate how he got the 100 million that he's distributed. Just because he's a lawmaker. And these are the ones you've seen and you heard. And any lawmaker in the south, when it's southeast that this did, he will go to jail. That's what is certain. Even though I know that many of them are greedy, they will not even help. Even if they have it, they will not help. They will not even help their own people. My fellow Biafrans, we must know that we are on our own. for us to create a sane country where people can function like human beings. It is in our hand. For us to create a sane country where we can operate as a human, create a standard where we can operate as human. It is in our hand. And the earlier we do that, the better for all of us. You're welcome, my beloved brother Christian. Thank you so much for joining, bro. Christian. You're welcome.
Morning,
Good.
morning, bro. Choose. Good morning.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah, sit at home continues. Huh? We have to continue to encourage our people to continue on sit at home because we obviously, like you, I don't know, somebody was writing something on your platform. So obviously, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been sitting at home, compulsory sit at home. That is his own for the past 5 years now. So and for Biafrans, they are not forced into it. It's a voluntary one because they understand that the Nigerian government, the Nigerian system is at war with us, So they are doing it because there's the need for them. That is the only way they can show, their disagreement. That is the only way they can, if you will, call it protest against a system that is against them. So there's if somebody comes and begin to say they should stop it, well, let that person go and stop it. I don't know whoever it is that came on your platform who was saying that Mekuna stop. Let him or her go and stop it. It's as simple as that.
That's it. The person should go and stop it. Exactly.
Yeah, because neither you, who must choose, nor me, I'm nobody's forcing anybody. People have right to do whatever they feel they have to do to make their voice heard. That is natural. We know we who are in it. We know how much, pain and the war. We know it. The Nigerian system wage against us. So let nobody come and open their mouth and say what they don't know. Of course, you are free to say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, we are also free to do what we have to do for our freedom. So that is and you invited the person. Well, obviously they didn't come in to come and give their own reason, But we must continue because we know that Nigeria is our enemy. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow remains the same. Nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change. So every effort is always geared towards conspiring the various, particularly these two major tribes, the Yorubas and their northern distance, always geared towards making sure that we don't make headway in Nigeria. We know that. So that is why if they are breaking their head tomorrow, we don't have anything. We just sit and watch whatever they decide to do. I feel sorry for Biafrans who want to dabble into it. Whatever happens to you, because I always say these two, and it's not a matter of coming to form alliance with. You can't even form alliance with these people. There's absolutely you can't form alliance with people.
There is nothing to form.
People who are like people who are so unreliable. People who are very chameleons. Tomorrow they want to use you to get their way, and when they get their way, they abandon you. They form with another. So it's crazy, obviously, I saw yesterday a program from an American guy, a white American guy, who was he's a former member of Congress, Republican, but now crossover to Democrat. So he was just saying, it was yesterday, that what is happening in America is obvious again, that it's not about if, but when America will break up. And they were saying to him, former congressman, he said that because that the situation has gotten to a point now whereby, the level of disagreement, disunity, and that is going to is increasing and is going to get worse. Because first of all, you said that the president is among the people fanning the emblem of disunity and acrimony, and many other people. Some are saying we have to fight. That if they don't fight, they will, sort of like they will buy. The guys like Elon Musk and the rest of them saying that, yeah, because there's a last week, I think it was last week, the young man that was assassinated,
Yes.
Yeah. So that is triggering, is completely triggering so it's like a lot is coming out based off of the killing of the guy. And so obviously they're now coming to the realization that when people are divided ideologically, when people cannot see eye to eye on virtually anything, then it's meaningless keeping them together, because you will just end up having violence and more violence. That is what it's all about. And that is why you see that you have most of these European countries, they split up in bits, so that they can have some form of coherency, right? They will be able to, so because, of course, if you cannot agree with people, how can you work with them? It's just not possible. So, but I was like, okay, well, that's life. What you give is what you get. Because these are the same people, they put us in the mess that we are in Nigeria, and they know it. They know that it's not possible for the country to function, to move forward. They know it. Don't even think that they don't know it. They know that Nigeria cannot function. They know it. They can't move forward. They know it. But because of their inhumanity, the level of man's inhumanity to man, they don't care. They don't care how many of our people buy, how many genocide. They don't care. But they know it. Don't think they don't know. They know, because they themselves will not accept it. What they will not accept, they want you to accept. Why did the United Kingdom break up? Scotland, Wales, Ireland? Yeah, because they know they cannot. They have that fundamental disagreement. Even though they are even more one compared to us, they are more one as a people. The Wales, the Ireland, the Scots, there's more one people compared to us that have absolutely nothing in common apart from the skin color.
Yes.
The Northerners, we as Biafrans, and the Northerners, we have, absolutely nothing in common, I can guarantee you, including the Yorubas, apart from the skin color. Because religion, different, language, different, culture, different, approach to issues, different. So what the heck are we doing together? When we can't even, you come over, and to make it, it's like insult to injury, like to make the situation even further worse. They see the need to take over, dominate everybody, and impose their own religion. So that is even the asinine aspect of it, is this one thing I just mentioned, that one group have now, the Fulanis have seen the need, that this, like they see a loophole, they see that opportunity to now turn everybody into their own and grab everybody. So that is what is happening. It's very serious, but that is even what makes it much more dangerous. And that is that dangerous diversity that PM make reference to. That is when it becomes dangerous diversity. But when you look at a country like America, okay, even this UK, last week, the whole of last week, they're on the street. They say they want their country back. They say that they're against immigrants. Yeah. Yes. So that's to tell you that this what they call it, this globalist idea of what's the word I'm looking for now? Multiculturalism, multicultural, whatever. It doesn't work. It's not workable. It's just an exercise in futility. Because like for them here in UK, they are crying now that the people, the foreigners, the migrants, that they're giving them problem because they're not British, because they don't understand the culture, and that they are causing this, they are doing this, and they're doing that. So is the level of should I say awareness or effort they are putting in now to fight it, either through changing the government or it's just crazy. The whole of last week, all the street everywhere that their country has been run over by migrants and this and that. So, but that is the problem. You have to allow people to go their separate ways and form their bond, form their oneness or nation or whatever, as culturally permits, as it's ideologically permit. But no, because for us, they don't care if we all buy ourselves in the process. They don't care. But for them, when you see begin to become a major problem, they find a way to, they find a solution. This guy was just saying, he said that it's not if, but when the America will split up maybe 4 or 5 places in no time moving forward. Because according to you, he said that the situation is getting worse and it's going to get even more worse moving forward. When the major stakeholders, not just mere random individual, people who are stakeholders in the country are calling for violence because it's right versus left, you know. So obviously it's going to happen, but that is the right way. The right way to go is, in fact, even make reference of referendum, that maybe that might just have to be the first thing they will look into, that to know how many people will want to continue to be in one country and say to maintain this one country called United. That is what he was saying. So according to him, he said he doubts 100% that if that happens, that more people will vote to leave because it's not working anymore. It's giving them a headache. By everywhere. By. Some people say they want gun. Some say they don't want gun. Some people say they want Christianity. Some say no, that they are not Christian. They are liberal or they are not. Yeah. So you see that when you begin to have these problems, it only degenerates. It only increases over time. So it's not something you can solve it, because when people are like evenly divided, then there's no point to continue. Like in Nigeria today, you can almost say that about 3 to 4 different division or region, because there's no commonality at all. Absolutely not. You can't even, it's even gotten to a point now you can't even say north south anymore in Nigeria, because when you talk about the south, you're talking majorly the Biafra and the Oduduwa, but we also don't have commonality, because the level of hate that we see every day it's even more unfortunate, because it's getting, if it was decreasing, no, it's not, it's increasing every day.
The presence of Tinubu it have double, triple.
Exactly. The coming of Tinubu has brought out the worst in the people, and he's the one behind the scene. Him and his Lagos boys or gang, whatever it is, I'm sure that behind the scene they are giving the oxygen that they can just do anything under him, and they will get away with it. They will not be held to account. They will not be reminded. Just like more or less like what we saw during Buhari. Also, when the Fulanis were like untouchable, they could just carry AK-47, run rampage everywhere. Nobody can touch them because Buhari is there. And Buhari is gone. Tinubu came. We are seeing the same thing. That somebody you can be. Look at it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. People whom he appoints or who have appointment under his government, they can just say anything, they can just do anything, and you will not hold them to account. They just turn a blind eyes. So obviously, when things are going on like this, the best way is let them have their nation. Everybody, the Oduduwa is over 60 to 70 million. Biafra is over 70 million too. So the North. So it's the best thing. People just have their regions. I keep saying it. There are nations in Europe here and some other places, even in Asia, even this Nepal that is having this uprising. these are countries that break away from India. First was Pakistan, and the British created them all, forcefully amalgamated them all, but they keep buying one another, continuously buying one another, war upon war upon war. So eventually, Pakistan break away from India, and from Pakistan, Nepal break away too.
Yes.
So obviously, if people are just clustered like this, then you have to do the right thing, get yourself out of the whole thing, and manage yourself the way it seems fit for you and your lives. But for us, okay, it's unfortunate because for us was orchestrated by the Western world too, because over the years they were able to groom people that they call our political leaders, political elite. These are people that was groomed, properly choosing, and under situation they made them to know that you are going to have this position, but this is what you must do. This is what you must not do. The likes of Uzodinma, these are guys who agreed to it, and it was given to them. And the rest of them, one way or the other. That is why they will come out and say something. But saying something is one thing, doing it is another. Like Uzodinma came out the other day to talk about oil resources, that he will do this, he will do that. But it's just mere word, playing to the gallery. They're not gonna implement nothing. The other one said that the seaport, he doesn't have sufficient money to do it. They're all playing to the gallery. They are all deceiving the people. In actuality, they are just doing what they were put there to do. So this is one thing our people must get, into their head, that all of them, none of them, even the National Assembly, our politicians, they've been there decade after decade, but none of them stand up to do the right thing. They don't. You ask yourself, how is it possible that they can be there? They are Barry Base, and many of them, they are there in the National Assembly, but they will not say, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Is that too much to ask? It's not, but because that is the condition in which they were put in that position. So, Odiego, my brother. Odiego.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. It's a very huge concern. It's a very huge concern what is going on. When you see what is going on in the Zoological Republic and the way things are going, there is no other choice or no other way we can be able to treat these issues except getting out of the zoo. Because it cannot work. It cannot work. Just like you are giving the example of United States. United States, they think that they are the only ones that can be able to split countries. We were here when Russia broke into pieces. Russia was used to be the USSR. USSR broke into pieces, and they thought that maybe it's only US that can be able to be stuck together. Definitely, they are going to face the same fate, because even they have not been in the way they operate. There have been a lot of injustice in their modus operandi. A lot of injustice. They've not been outspoken when it comes to injustice against other people, and most times you see them supporting injustice against the people that are being persecuted. So it will get to everybody. It will get to everybody. Including the UK. UK is going to split into pieces that that name will be obliterated.
Yeah.
If they're not careful, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also warned them about that, and they never listened. The case of US is going to happen. It's going to happen. US cannot remain the so-called United States of America. It will not remain in that same way. The same thing that happened to USSR will happen to them, and it is coming very, very fast. It's coming very fast.
Yeah.
So when we asking for our own freedom, for us to be whom we are, and they think we are asking for too much. In our own case, is that from the beginning, from the onset, there has never been any unity. There was no consent in the unification. There was no consent in the amalgamation. There was no consent of anybody.
Exactly.
Even the people they are calling their so-called founding father didn't found anything. They were not even part. They were not even aware when all these discussions were made.
You mean in the zoo?
In the zoo, the people they are regarding as
there's nothing like.
I don't know what they found for them. I can't understand.
There is deception. They are lying to themselves. There's nothing like founding father, because they did not. No, neither Awolowo nor Azikiwe nor Tafawa, whoever it is, they did not found it. They did not create the country.
Nothing. They didn't found Nigeria.
It was imposed. Yeah, it was imposed on them. They have no choice but to just fall in line. That is what it's all about. I saw also last week I think it was either Friday I saw it, one Yoruba woman, they said that she was the one that freed the Inowere. But she's Yoruba that freed Nnamdi Kanu, former judge or justice. Well, I'm trying to remember the name. I don't, so she was just making this statement about, that for me, I don't pay attention because they are all lying to themselves. They know the truth. That's why I said they're lying to themselves, because if you know the truth, you know the problem, and you know the solution, but you continue to pretend, right? And you are coming to tell us grammar when you are just pretending. This woman knows that it's not going to work. It's not one country. So how do you think that it's going to work? The only solution is everybody go their separate way and manage yourself the way you can. That is it. So, but it's coming to say that if we are not ready to do this, okay, whether make them divide the. What do you mean with that? It's not. But the thing is, you know what the problem is. You know what the problem is. But they were all there, all of them from A to Z. They were there when a guy whom the Western world have debt on. They have a debt on him because of his criminality. They have his criminal record. And he has through criminality acquires unimaginable amount of wealth, and he uses to buy everything, buy the judiciary, buy the political system, judges, everything. And when this election was going on, everything, nobody could ask him question, even to come and have a debate with other candidates, other presidential candidates. He doesn't care. He just tell you that it's my turn, Emiloko. And that is just the. So they all sat there, all of them were there, and he just, kidnapped the power, just snatch it. And today, when they come out, they lie, and they will never say the truth. They will never say the right thing. And it's just a bunch of criminal people who are deceiving themselves. They think they are deceiving people. How do you think that anything good is going to come out of Tinubu? It's more chaos. From now to that 2027, they will see something that their eyes cannot even believe.
They never see anything.
Nothing good can come.
When they look this way, I go just they laugh. And it's a chairman of Agboro chairman.
A guy who has been a criminal all his life. You cannot sow cassava and expect to get yam. It's impossible. So, and you cannot give what you don't have. Every day, kidnap here, kidnap there. They kidnap former. I'm trying to remember what the former governor they just kidnapped recently. I think I saw it on your program this morning when I put on my.
They kidnapped a lawmaker in Imo State also.
Oh, it's a lawmaker. Okay, you see. So these things is going to get worse. Is absolutely going to get worse moving forward because they all lying to themselves. They are lying to themselves. There is only one solution to the whole problem bewildering the whole country. That is that either give the entire people referendum so people who want to go can go. Those who want to stay can stay. Or you just come out and say, okay, Biafra, you've been on this. A war has been fought about it. Millions gone over it. So you can, have your nation. Oduduwa, they've been agitating too. So you can have the Narewa can now continue. If I don't know if they want to keep the name or maintain Nigeria, they can continue that. Simple as that, But because they have a nation somewhere, British, who is, behind the scene, trying to sabotage every effort to make that happen because of their own interests. And meanwhile, they are also disintegrating. Surely by, you look at France too. France, their own wahala say maybe the economy is going to collapse, and
all of them will get their own cup of tea.
So, what a man sow, that he shall reap. What do you do, my brother?
It's so pathetic, my brother. All these things we are saying, just as we always say, we are not against anybody having a caliphate. We are not against anybody having their monarchical system.
Yeah.
Likewise, we're not against people who want to operate in other system they want to operate. But let it be with the people that agreed on it.
Yeah.
As we all know, the northern people, the core northerners, they are very comfortable with Sharia. They are already practicing it. They are already practicing their caliphate. They already enjoyed it. You didn't see the news that came from a Sahara reporter. You see the way they are having meeting with terrorists, negotiating, having peaceful meeting with their terrorists. People that went to the mosque and took innocent lives. All of a sudden, they are holding meeting with them, a peace talk.
Yeah.
They don't have any problem with that. And likewise, we don't have problem, but let it be with the people that want it. Go there, allow them to operate on that level they want to operate. That is all we're asking. Why is it that the world is silent and they are bent on forcing out? More especially people that are part of the European Union.
Yeah.
The European Union that claim that they are protecting humanity, they are protecting human rights. And you are there, forcing people against their will to be under something that they don't want to be part of.
Because
up to the extent instead of criminalizing
people who want to be free.
Huh?
Yeah.
Criminalizing self-determination and jailing a human rights activist.
Yeah.
And you're part of the European Union. Tomorrow you come and you preach. No wonder some of them are burning the flag of the European Union.
Yeah. Because for them, in the midst of this acrimony, in the midst of this divisiveness and confusion going on, like in the zoo and some other places, that is where they are benefiting from the natural resources of these countries. Because when how the China Achebe said, the center cannot hold. That is from this literature. So obviously that is for them. That is all they care about. They don't care about the writing. They don't care about humanity. That is a fact, because
they don't care.
Because like we were saying, even this terrorism that is majorly in the north, if they have their own Sharia, I can guarantee you that they will. If you begin to poke nose or intrude into their business, well, now that one are your own headache. Because if they have their own area, Sharia will be not only legalized, normalized, it will become a part of life for them there. So none of them is going to oppose it because that is what they've chosen. Now, those who say they are Christian,
they have chosen it, even as we are together today, that they are already practicing it.
So those among them who say that they are Christian, they cannot live by Sharia, they will leave. It's as simple as that. They come down to the southern part or wherever. So this is how I look at it. That is just my opinion. And then when you have Oduduwa too, for example, because Oduduwa, I don't know if he split down the middle between the Muslim and the Christian, stuff like that, or whatever. They can peacefully have a referendum on stuff, on issue. That's how it goes. Do they want Sharia or they don't want Sharia? Do they want secular or they don't want secular system? They can put it on referendum. That's how it goes. So those who are not okay with it, either they become majority, always carry the vote. So either you put up or you leave. You find somewhere. That is the only way you can bring peace. But this multiculturalism, bull crap, this ethnic, combination of it's not working. It's destroying the entire planet. It's destroying entire humanity. Because that is not how human being is wired. We are talking about, but look at what is happening among themselves. The level of hatred and political bitterness among them, you can't even imagine when they are ready to put bullet on their head because of political differences, because of ideological differences. So it's a serious thing. But the globalists, that is it's like a pet project, and we know why. But we shall see how it goes at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that very, very, very contribution you just made. A lot is going on in Nigeria, and no sensible person will continue to claim to be part of Nigeria, no matter how it is. You can imagine in a country where I think you saw the news that broke out some time ago about a dead body that was found in the House of Assembly.
Oh, yeah.
A decomposing body. You can imagine to see such kind of a thing in the most secured place in Nigeria. Somebody died in the vehicle, was there for days, decomposed and oozing before they ever recovered the body. Knew that something such happened. And meanwhile, these are people that are supposed to protect you.
Yeah.
These are the people that some of you are hoping that they will come and protect you. They will stop the terrorism. They are going to secure you, make yourself. They can't even secure themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even protect their own environment. There was last time again, another video came out from the north. A senator in the north, in his house was discovered the bandit operation center.
Mm-hmm.
That is where they saw he's one that supplies them with all the motorbike they are using. And when they get the money for ransom, they will come there and they share the money.
You see?
Take their own part, and the man will take his own part. Inside the man's house, they still have a hospital where he trained them. The ones that got injured, where he takes care of them. A senator.
You see?
Only in Nigeria. And this is happening in the northern part of Nigeria.
Yeah. And the government knows.
They know very well. And when this happens, you will not hear an outrage. You will not even hear in their media.
Yeah.
They will just be very sketchy. But you go to Biafra land, they are busy attacking Biafra. Look at this. And why this issue of Biafra is more disturbing that some of people who are in the front line or even attacking the Biafran people are even our own fellow Biafrans.
Yeah.
Look at this criminal in Lagos State. This man is the one that championed the attack against the Biafrans that you are seeing today, Joe Ibokwe. Joe Ibokwe is the one responsible for the attack the Igbos are getting in Lagos State today. He was in the front line.
And he will not speak up. He will not speak up now.
He was the one that first of all attacked and said that the Igbos don't have any right to make any decision when it comes to voting in Lagos. That they either vote for the choice of the Yoruba people or they shouldn't vote at all.
Imagine.
An Igbo man. And when he made this comment, Ohanes and Igbo did not say anything. No. They kept silent. The politicians kept silent. Recently, just that Barrister Aloy Ejimako tweeted on the Nepal issue, what has happened in Nepal, how the people can be able to take over their governance into their own hand. This Joe Ibokwe came out and attacked him. Joe Ibokwe came out and attacked him and began to tell him in Southeast, there are crises everywhere, insecurity everywhere, there are different groups everywhere. Why don't you raise the youths to go and fight it? You can imagine.
But you know that people like this Joe Ibokwe, they know that, like the saying goes, well, Bible, Fichike. So he's not going back there. Joe Ibokwe know that he has, there are some of these guys, they can't go back anymore. He will live there and die there. Because these are people who they've sold so much of their selves, they are not going back. So obviously, people like Joe Ibokwe and so many others, he's one who came one time to say that you have to kill the tribes to create a nation. So that is words that doesn't even make any sense. Words that
any sense at all.
I mean, so people have, in other words, you are trying to say that people who are Yoruba should no longer be Yorubas, or people who are Igbo, or people who have from the beginning of time, they've been culturally is whom they are. They should abandon that. It's not even in Africa, even in around the world. You can see that it's not working anywhere. There's nowhere it's working because people are what they are or whom they are. You can't stop that. The only thing is you stand up and do the right thing. You have to be able to put things in perspective. But for him, he came to Lagos there. Okay, he's there in Lagos. You want to create one country, but you people you have seen what the Yorubas are doing in their place because they don't even buy your idea. The Yorubas that they give you job to clean gutter, whatever it is, you think that is the end of life. You think that is the beginning.
Shameless human being.
And he's there. They are doing everything they are doing to Igbo. He will not speak up. He will not speak up. Okay, this woman who called the Igbo monkeys, is he not in the Igbo himself? So how does it, or he thinks he never hear that thing? He had it.
No, maybe the woman, maybe she said minus Joe Ibokwe.
But because he has been so bastardized, so destroyed, he can't even speak up. He will close his ear. when they are when him and his people are being, you know, so
go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So people like this, we just say it for just the mess saying it, but we already know that those ones are gone. I'm telling you. And as long as God, as long as those ones are gone. No, there's no way back. The Udele, ones like that, who have turned against their people every day, they are proclaiming destruction upon their. No, they are gone. They are gone. And no matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, those ones who have signed, you know, to join in the destruction of Ndibo, they will never nothing. So they will forever. They will be where they are, and so that is the situation, my brother. What do you?
Thank you so much, my brother. Before we end up the program, let's get to this message of our Prime Minister that he gave. One of the powerful message he gave on the issue of sit at home. Let me see and get that message so that we can be able to listen to it, also to encourage us, and for those who are still having one doubt or the other in their minds, to know that the cause we are pursuing and what we are saying is not just that we sat down and make up words. These are realities of today that we must have to take and go with it.
Simon, don't give up. You people don't even. The reason why I'm doing this. The Biafra government in exile is because we control Biafra territory today. Now you know. We control Biafra territory. I want you to understand the reason why we insisted on the sit at home. I want you, because you know, in fact, I want to give you people expo today. I want to give you expo. There are some things I don't want to say yet. But let me tell you that we have templates to get Biafra. We have templates. So when they tell you, what is your roadmap? We have the roadmap. And let me tell you one of the most important roadmap. One of the most important roadmap of the autopilot IPOB under leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get Biafra is to unite every genuine agitating group. We have done that. Another roadmap of how to get Biafra, because there are things I will not tell you. But let me just give you some few examples. Another roadmap to get Biafra, when they're asking you, is to bring what this different group have done. Bring it together. Harmonize it. Push it there. Let me stop here. Because it is called brain game. Okay? Because IPOB cannot do everything by themselves. So there is something they are good. There are something they have other people don't have. There are something other people have that this one don't have. You see the brain there. So everybody is fighting for the same thing. So what do? Bring them together. Harmonize it. So, like I said, there are things I don't want to say. So now let me tell you. The reason why, because we have focus and our eyes is on the ball. So the reason why we insisted on sit at home, civil disobedience, is to make sure we establish the fact that we control Biafra. Are you getting the point? So one step, the most important step, is that the government of Biafra in exile control the territory of Biafra. Very, very important. Or at least control a very significant part of the Biafra territory. And we have proven that. And we continue to prove it. through our civil disobedience sit-at-home order. So when we are telling you something, you listen and follow us. So when you see that we started, supporting this particular civil disobedience sit-at-home, promoting it, I told you I was, that what we are trying to do is that we are training you for something that is to come. And because the reason why I want to make this thing a little bit open is for those who still think that we are joking, because it is too late now. It is late for this thing not to work out. It is late for you to fight against Biafra rising up and getting independent next day. I am telling you the fact. So if we had, if we had exposed the reason why you must, adhere to this sit-at-home, the government will do everything like they have been doing. They fought it. They say you are destroying Southeast. They say economy is dying. They say government is this. They say government is that. Oh, stop sit-at-home. You know why they are fighting the sit-at-home. The reason why they are fighting sit-at-home is not because of the economy. They never care for you. It's not because you are dying. They never care for you. These people don't like you. If they like you, they would build a hospital. If Peter Obi like you, Peter Obi will not put money in his bank and let it multiply. Peter Obi would have used Anambra money to build a hospital for you. Peter Obi will use Anambra money to build schools for you. Peter Obi will use Anambra money to build infrastructure that will look after your welfare and your well-being. Peter Obi will not put money in the bank to multiply. And the same thing is applicable to everybody. And today, Peter Obi is coming out to tell you the reason you are going to vote him as a Nigerian president is because he used the money meant for the development of Anambra to support his own banking business. And because of your brain is not working, you buy that idea. So let me tell you, my people, for us to activate this Biafra government in exile, and for the government in exile to be recognized somehow, to have, to be recognized internationally, to go into diplomatic move, into treaties, you must have a considerable control over the territory of Biafra. Do you see it? So now, the government in exile being activated from 2 days ago, and we are now in one platform, means that the government in exile controls the Biafra territory. We will call sit-at-home, they're going to sit at home. We will call for something, it's going to happen. We'll come to have something, is going to happen. That is what I am showing you now, because what you don't know is bigger than you. Oh, God, man, thank you very much. Boza, boza. Very, very soon. We'll come out soon.
You have heard our Prime Minister explain the importance of sit-at-home, why it is necessary we must continue to hold on to it, the achievement we have made through it, and innumerable success we have made through that very sit-at-home. That is why I replay this. Sometimes if we continue to explain it and explain, some people think maybe we are saying too much or we don't know what we are talking about. That is why most of the time we refer to those who laid the foundation, and they will tell you why they did what they did and how we got to where we are. We will continue to sit at home and to express our views. Wherever you are in Biafra land, continue to sit at home the best way you can. It is not enforced. Everybody is doing it according to their will. If you feel you don't want to sit at home, that is your choice. Nobody is going to force you against your will. Nobody is going to attack you and say why you did this or why you did that. None of us is going to stand against you. But for those who have made up their mind to sit at home, you don't have to disturb them. You don't have to be an obstacle. We thank Chukwu Okike that after so many years, Biafrans are still sitting at home, making sure that their voice is being heard. It is one of the ways that the world know how serious we are. It is one of the things that shows the unity among us as Biafrans. It is one of the things that shows our resistance to the Nigerian government. And it's something that we must hold on to. Just like I told somebody who came to distract this morning, that if you have a superior argument, if you have something better to present to us, a means through which we can air our opinion to the world and to the zoo to make them hear us. If you have another system, please bring it on. We want to hear it. If you have a superior argument why we must stop sit at home, bring it on. We are ready to listen. Nobody is the master of knowledge. We are looking for better alternative. If you have a better alternative than sit at home, please present it. But if you don't have any, stay away if you don't want to be part of it and allow those who want to be part of it to continue. We will continue to sit at home until we are free. No amount of your propaganda, blackmail, will stop us from doing what we know is working for us. And before you will remove something that is working, you must replace it with something else that we can see. Like those of you that are playing down the sit at home, you know yourself, you are playing it down. If you are tired, step out and allow people who are ready to do things to continue. It is not by force. If you are tired, step away. But don't be a stumbling block. Don't be a hindrance to it. Don't play the sit at home down. It is doing a great work to us. We have seen the achievement made through sit at home. It is not something that we play with. It is not something that we joke with. We will continue to support it and promote it for as long as we continue to be in this zoological republic. We will never stop talking about the sit at home. We will never stop supporting the sit at home. And I appreciate every Biafran in Biafran land today that is making sure that the sit at home continues against all odds, against all the propaganda, all the blackmail, right, left, and center from all angles. Our people are doing what they need to do. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every Biafran in Biafran land that have continued to say that the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be taken away. The legacy of Mazi Simon Ekpa will not be thrown away. Wherever you are and you are playing your own part, I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect you, and all of us, every single one of us, we get into Biafra and we witness Biafra. Sacrificing one day is not too much a sacrifice for your freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in solitary confinement. He's sitting at home every blessed day. And we don't know when it's going to end. So you sacrificing only one day. There is no business you missed on Monday that you cannot do on Tuesday. If your customers have seen that you don't have a program on Monday, Tuesday they will be there to do the business. So what does it take from you? The only people that are pushing this blackmail of propaganda of, oh, you are hungry. Some people, like that guy wrote that there's a lot of hunger in Biafra, and I asked him, what of the hunger that have been there before sit at home started? Who caused it? Did the hunger start today? And I wonder when that person that wrote it was born. I wonder when maybe the person was born when we started this at home 5 years ago or 4 years ago. But if you are of age, if you're of 18 years old, you started seeing hunger, terrible hunger even before now. The government will tell you they are losing money. The money they have been getting before, what did they do with it? Those who they lose money. The ones they have been making before, billions they've been making every Monday. What are they doing with it? What have they done with it? Has your situation changed? So don't listen to all this blackmail and propaganda. We know that times are hard, things are difficult, but sit at home is not the cause of the difficulty. Instead, it will be a relief for you. At least to have a moment of reflection and think about yourself. Have a moment of reflection. A moment to at least hear your voice and say, this thing, I don't want it, instead of you dying in silence. Sit at home have more advantage than disadvantage. It doesn't matter how you look at it. And I pray that we understand it and continue to focus on the right path. My beloved brother Christian, please give us your closing remark as we round up on the program and catch up for other items. Hopefully, maybe later in the evening, I'll be back again. Go ahead, my brother Christian.
Okay, Mazi, thank you so much for your consistency. Yeah, we'll continue to do our best. And the sit at home just have to continue. Absolutely must continue because it's one of the, if not the only, one of the avenue for us to express our disaffection, dislike for what the Nigerian government is doing.
Exactly.
So for about 5 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a representative of entire Biafra people, has been by almost every court set free, but they did not let him go free, while others have been set free. We were here, we saw the Yoruba guys on the Igboho and the rest of them. They've all been set free. They can come into the country and go away. They've been set free. So why should ours be different? Because he's Igbo, because he talked about freedom of his people. It's the same thing that others talked. And there was also violence in that place. So there's no justification for what they are doing. We have to continue because, again, it's one of the options we have. So thank you so much, Brachus. And we have no choice. We just have to continue to push on. And the USB has also, I've seen the whistle, this thing, which I think is good, you know. We don't know much, but I think it's a good thing because these marauders, those who come into community and slaughter people, they always try to do it in a kind of seclusion, isolation. When they see that you have no means of alerting or informing people, they just come, do what they do. The military, they will look away. Sometimes they aid them, they support them. And so obviously, I think that if anything happens to somebody, you start blowing it, that will alert others. So if it's 20 that is going to be destroyed, maybe you save some, maybe it will be less. So that is the situation we find ourselves because the government has refused to do what they're supposed to do. So, Odiego, my dear brother, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max, brother Christian. I appreciate you for that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful contribution that you have made today. We have spoken to our people, and I believe that our people are listening. And by the special grace of Chukwu Abiyama, no matter how difficult it is, we will continue to move on. If anybody tells you that the journey to freedom is easy, that is a lie. It is not easy. If anybody tells you that somebody is going to dash you freedom, it doesn't happen anywhere. Every time when we hear about freedom, you can only hear people fought for freedom. You can never hear that people were dashed freedom. You can never hear that people were dashed free. Nobody will dash you freedom anyway. The only thing you can hear is that people fought for their freedom and they got it. In all history of where people got themselves, you hear that people fought for freedom. They fought for it. So you must prepare yourself to fight for the freedom of Biafran people. I know Biafran people, we are very peace-loving people. We don't appreciate the death of anybody, either a Biafran or non-Biafran. Biafrans are so peaceful. And that is why what is happening to that is why sometimes they have the confidence, they are capitalizing on our love for humanity.
Yeah.
Our enemies are capitalizing on our love for humanity today to attack us.
100%.
They know that we are not that kind of people. They know that we can't do the kind of things they are doing. I gave an example of what happened during the Civil War. Even in the presence of the pogrom, our eternal leader, Dim Odumogojuku, saw corpses of Biafrans brought from the northern part of Nigeria into Biafra land. And they did that intentionally to provoke us. People who their head were chopped off, pregnant women whom their stomach were cut open, little children who were chopped into pieces. They put them in a train and they sent to Biafra land to provoke us. But in the midst of that provocation, what did our eternal leader do? Our eternal leader, Dim Odumogojuku, went to Amausa, where the northerners are, and he addressed them and told them that he cannot guarantee their safety. they should take every single thing they had up to Broom and go back to the north. That he
Imagine
security.
If we were others, if we are these people, they will slaughter those ones. But we don't. That is not who we are.
There's no choice about it.
Yeah.
If it were them,
yeah,
they will. You see them coming on. You see them coming on national TV to tell you that Hausa people don't Fulanis don't forgive.
Mm-hmm.
If I said it, that they don't forgive, they will always come to retaliate. Governor of Bauchi State said it.
Yeah.
But in our own case, even when they threw that provocation in our face, take innocent life in pogrom, and they put them in trucks, in train, and they send to our land for us to see it and provoke. Yet, our eternal leader, Dim Odumboji, could hold himself and told them to go, told the northerners who were in Amausa, in Enugu State then, addressed them and told them to go back to their land.
Peacefully.
Not only go back, gave them security. He gave them security to go back to the north. And they all went back to the north successfully. But do you know the tragic that among the military men who, northern officers, northern military men that he sent back peacefully to their place, not touching them, not harming them, who were in Enugu Barrack then, he sent them. These were the same people that came back. They came back to take the life of Eternal Dim Odumboji.
Yeah.
They regrouped and they came back to take his life. So you can see that what we are passing through or what we are going through is not an easy task. It is not going to be easy. They can't make us change who we are. We are peace-loving people. We love life. We love life to every. It doesn't matter who is involved. We don't appreciate the death of anybody. We don't want anybody to die. And our enemies know this. That is why in Igbo language we call human being Mando, the beauty of life. Mando, the beauty of life. That is how important life is to us. And that is why we don't play with it, we don't joke with it. But why it is important that we get out of view that today they are forcing us to pick up identity that is not ours. It is a very dangerous situation. They are forcing us to pick up an identity that doesn't belong to us by recruiting our fellow Biafrans, more especially Igbo Biafrans, into their security, terrible, evil security outfits.
Yeah.
In Ebubag, working with Asero Dokobo to take innocent life. And they, in the same vein, will still come back and tell you, Biafrans killing Biafrans.
Mm-hmm.
You see why it is important that we do everything humanly possible to get out of this zoological republic.
We must. We have no choice.
If we don't, a time will come when it will be hard for you to see a genuine Biafran anywhere. If we don't get out, a time will come when you will not see anybody who is genuinely standing up and speaking like a Biafran that he or she is supposed to be.
Mazi, do you know that this American issue that we've just talked about now, if it happens that, let's just say that this whole thing, as that man said, is going to get worse moving forward, you just discover that they will come together and organize a referendum to decide peacefully. Because exactly. that is what is expected of human beings. But in Africa, in the zoo, well, Africa to be, they won't. Now, the same people who will do their own peacefully and humanly do it right, they will be engineering because they are the animal zoo, whatever you want to call it. Then they will be engineering them, telling them that they should stay together, that their diversity is their strength. They will be telling them that why they are buying themselves, why they are not moving forward, nothing is working, and they continue to fight among themselves and bring destruction among them instead of doing the right thing. Because the people who are supposed to do that right thing, they are blinded, completely blinded by selfish interest, their benefit, the money they get, and they know that the enemy who will forever come and conshine, because enemy is enemy. You can't change the position of your enemy. So they will continue to support them, to use them to continue to keep together a country that is not one, was never one, and will never be one. They continue year in, year out. And Tinubu, one of the agent of the colonialists, whom they have debt on. So whatever they push him to, he will go, because he's begging the FBI, all of them, bribing them now, pay money for them not to release his file, his criminal file. So for him now, he's at the same time with his people trying to play the game of to deceive Ndi, but he's want to restructure, he want to do the nothing. He's not going to. I've said this severally. So many of them on their YouTube, I told them that Tinubu will not restructure Nigeria. Nobody's going to restructure Nigeria. These people have told you restructure my food. They've told you that it's not going to happen. So that is just a gimmick by Tinubu and his people, why they deceive you for election, and he spent his 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be, he just wipe his hand off and go away with all the money they've stolen. So, my brother, we have no choice. We must continue. We will be free. It's not a question. It's just a matter of time. We will get there. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much, my brother. And fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been with us on this program from the beginning to the end. I thank you all for being here with us. And we are bringing the program to the end to come back later in the evening by the special grace of Chukwu Gabiama to also speak more and also look into so many other issues. Biafra freedom is in our hands, and unity is our strength. Support the struggle. Share this message and let the world know that Biafra cannot be crushed. Until Simon...
Mazi, sorry. Okay, let me... Because I also heard that there's this guy, Chu Ayuba, that's, illustrious guy. He's also being held up in Norway, right?
Yes.
You see, you ask yourself, so you can see, how these people, how they operate. It's the same thing. Same with Finland, with British, they just have that same one goal, that one agenda towards Africa, a continent that they see as to just source of natural resources. That is just their source of, just keep supplying them with the things they need, and more like a dumping ground. So you see, they know what is the rot in Cameroon, but the people who are fighting to be free from the rot, who has been held down, the Ambazona, Norway held him up there. Instead of them, if these people were human beings, if these Westerners were human, they will try to do the right thing. And what is the right thing? Give the people freedom, like you people gave Ukraine, like you people gave Yugoslavia, you gave Serbia, you gave the small countries. But no, because you are African, you are black, you don't deserve the right thing. So if you don't know that these are your enemies, I feel sorry for you. God bless you, my brother. If I get chance in the evening, I will come around and thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that very input. My fellow Biafrans, as I was saying, until Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu are free, until our land is free, we will not bow, we will not stop, and we will not surrender. It is Biafra or nothing. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every single one of us, wherever you are and you are joining this program. I pray that Chukwu Okike will strengthen us, more especially those in Biafra land. I pray that Chukwu Okike will give us, every one of you, more strength to continue to stand strong in the face of all the challenges and continue to move on until we get to our freedom. I pray for all our leaders that are in detention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, we pray for strength. We pray for healing. We pray that Chukwu Okike will surround him with heavenly security. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. Every poison they have injected into his body will turn to a nutrient to him. We pray for our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Nnamdi, that Chukwu Okike will stand with him. Give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Put word into his mouth, that when he speak, the earth will continue to quake. That whenever he make a case, the world will listen. Let us continue to pray. Pray for our Prime Minister the best way you can. Don't ever forget. Pray for him. He is in a very, very critical situation, as you know. A critical situation in the sense that we know about the global conspiracy against the Biafran people. We know that it is not easy, even though we know he has not committed any crime. But those who are fighting against Biafra are trying everything they can to see that they bring him down. They will never succeed. Whatever trap they set for our prime minister, they themselves will fall into it. Whatever pit or hole they dug for him, they themselves will fall into it. We pray that everything will turn around for our own good, including the judgment that just passed against Mazi. It will turn around for our good in the appeal. We know that the appeal is coming up very soon, and we strongly believe that there will be a turnaround. Chukwu Okike Abiama doesn't sleep. His word is A and Amen. When he says yes, nobody can say no, and when he says no, nobody can say yes. The project we are embarking is not our project, it's the project of Chukwu Okike Abiama, and I believe he will turn everything around for our own good. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders, Mazi, Simon, Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you that have been part of this program. See you again in the evening by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. We must continue, regardless the obstacles, the hindrances, the attacks. We will never stop speaking for Biafra. It is a mission that we must embark on. It is my Biafra. It is your Biafra. Fight for it as your own property. Thank you so much, and remember, see you again in the evening. Bye-bye.